First of all, thank you for being here, all present, in this kickoff webinar for the 2025 edition. Today, we're going to speak about how to prepare the exam. What are the best resources out there to prepare for the different levels. Here today we are with Jean-Benoît Gambé from Top Finance, who will share with you some very interesting tips, tricks, how to prepare the exam, and he will tell you more about that. Guillaume Guilbault, who is a recent CFA level 3 candidate who succeeded. So he's a CFA level 3 passed. And myself, Juan Nino, I'm a CFA charter holder and member of the CFA Society France. So to start, what we were going to do is that we're going to launch a survey for us to know which level are you preparing for, in order for us to get a clear idea of who we are talking to or which candidates by level we're talking to. So I'll leave the floor to you, Jean-Benoît, while the participants answer the survey.
Perfect. Do you see my screen?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so welcome everyone. Today, before giving you some tips and tricks maybe for the exam, I just want to ask a lot of different questions, and the first one is the journey truly worth it? Does it worth it to have your CFA? So over the next few minutes, I will present you if the CFA is the correct exam for you. So first of all, who am I? I have 40 years old. I've been a quantitative analyst for banks. Then I've been a trader. I work for the family offices of Yves Saint Laurent for 5 years, so doing wealth management and asset allocation. Then I've been working for an asset manager for 6 years. Then I am a sustainable finance consultant and the director of Top Finance today. That is a training company for the CFA. So who are the top employer of the CFA charter holders? So on the one hand, we have the big global investment banks like JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citi, you can see Morgan Stanley, UBS. You have also big consulting firms like PwC, Deloitte, EY. And you have also a very big retail or commercial bank like HSBC, Axis Bank, ACICI, and so on. You can find here some of the number of the charter holders that have joined the different companies. Keep in mind that there is like 60 companies that employs 25% of the CFA charter holders worldwide. And there is one building in New York. This is a building of Bank of America that have almost 700 of CFA charter holders. And one interesting thing also is that out of these 60 big companies, 10% of the CEO are led by CFA charter holders. So where can you work when you have your CFA? So the main countries where the CFE's charter holders are Germany, Australia. So you can see the countries there. There are a lot, of course, in the United States, United Kingdom. They are developing countries. But you have also a very big part of the CFA charter holders in Asia, Singapore, Hong Kong, Dubai. And if you have no study but just the CFA charter holders or just the CFA, you can go in Hong Kong, and I'm sure that you will find a job during the day. How many new CFA charter holders join the rank every year? So every year you have around 15,000 new CFA charter holders. In the world, you have 200,000 CFA charter holders. And as you can see in this slide, there was 100,000 CFA charter holders in 2012, and now you have more than 200,000. So the growth is around 5.5% annually, and it's quite stable. So it's still an exam that is attracting people. So what share? So what you are doing, you will work or you are already working in the financial industry. What share of the financial professional actually hold the CFA charter holders? If you consider that there is 25 million of people working in finance, but this is all the people, so they are very different degrees of education. When you will have the CFA charter, you will be among the 1%. If you consider that there is 2.5 million of investment professionals that have quite a high degrees of education, you will be among the 10% among them. So a question that is interesting a lot of people: how much of a salary boost can new CFA charter holders really expect? And this is a good point for Guillaume that has just that is a new CFA. So you can see that when you are a level 1 candidate, you cannot expect anything, but because you are just a candidate and you have just 50% of chance to pass your first level. However, when you have passed the first level, the average, you could expect a 30% increase. The increase for the level 2 is not that much, and when you are the level 3 charter holders, you can expect a 60% increase compared to 3 years ago. However, keep in mind that are just average numbers. And that depends a lot also on your person, on your motivation, and to have this increase, most of the time you have to change the company you are working at. Usually, your company will not increase you by 60% just because you have the CFA. The average salary of a CFA charter holder is 180,000. What is quite interesting, because there is a lot of people that are wondering if they have to pass the CFA or to do an MBA. So if you compare MBA and CFA, the first big difference is the cost. So here it's a number from CFA Institute. They say that the cost is 4,000, but usually it's much more. You have to expect maybe around 6, 7, 8, 9,000, depending on the books that you are buying, on the platform that you are that is helping you. However, the cost is still much lower than an MBA, and the average salary is, on average, it's better. But keep in mind that if you are doing an MBA at Harvard, your salary will be much more than just 107,000. So which areas of finance offer the highest average salaries? So at the very top, you can find investment banking that pay the highest salary, above 20% of the average. Close behind, you can find the research equity and the fixed income at around 19%. Then fund manager, and private wealth. So the 4 main jobs are these ones. If you are just looking on salaries, and if you are a company, why should you hire a CFA? So these five skills: ability to influence others, strategic thinking, drive and resilience, ability to solve complex problems, and big data analysis, are the skills that most companies are looking for. And based on my experience, you can be sure that the skill that you will develop is really the drive and the resilience. If you do the 3 years, and if you pass at the end of the 3 years, all the company in the financial industry will know that you are very resilient. So what do CFA charter holders do? What job? So most of them are portfolio management, research, consulting, investment strategy, risk management. I show you that because if you are not keen about this job, the CFA is not really for you, or you will not find, the why. You will not find the reason why you want to have the CFA. And to be very, very quick, a portfolio manager is responsible for making the investment decision and managing money, usually on behalf of the clients or institution. The investment bankers, they help companies to raise capital, to advise them on merger, acquisition, and to do a major financial transaction. If you work in the private equity, you will invest in private companies that are not listed on the stock market, and you will help improve the performance of this company, and you will try later to sell them to another fund or to another company. If you work on the buy side research, you will analyze company, industries, and market to do investment recommendation that will be used by the portfolio management. If you work in corporate finance, you will help big companies to manage their finance. You will help them to raise money. You will do investment planning. You will do a project evaluation, and so on. And you will take strategic decision to grow the company value. Wealth management is really to advise individual or really rich families on how to invest their money or transfer their wealth. And alternative finance is really if you want to work in all the asset class that are not traditional stocks or bonds, that are private equity, hedge funds, real estate, infrastructures, commodities. If you work in risk management, you will monitor the operational risk of your company. Financial planning is really like wealth management, but for individual. And consulting, you will advise companies to solve a lot of business issues. So a question I find sometimes is the CFA still relevant at the age of the AI-driven finance? Let's be clear. I really think that AI is transforming finance, but I also think that you really or banks really need financial experts. They need people being able to interpret numbers, to evaluate things. So I really think that to be a CFA charter holder will be very valuable, and I think it will be more valuable in 5 years than it is today. So I have a lot of other questions, like, is pursuing the CFA really worth it? Can the CFA help you land your first job in finance? Can the CFA support a career switch into a finance? Do all companies recognize the CFA designation? And the answer is no, but the investment banks, the asset manager, the consulting firms value a lot the CFA. I will not answer all of this question, but if you want more information, I will be very pleased to chat with you to talk about the CFA. And now I will just finish my presentation, just telling you that I am totally biased on the CFA, because I have bought a company 1 year ago that is called Top Finance, and that helps candidate to pass their CFA. And what do we do? We do two things. We sell books, okay? We sell Kaplan, Schweitzer, digital access and books. And if you have if you pass your CFA or if you prepare your CFA, I really advise you to buy other content that just the book that the CFA is giving you, and maybe Guillaume will have a view on that. Kaplan, Schweitzer are the best historical material, and we sell them with a discount compared to their website, to their US website. And we also provide a live teacher, either courses in English or in French, in Paris or online. And you can come to our courses, and a teacher will give you the courses. And a thing that is very important, I think, is that the courses are 100% reimbursed, okay, if you don't pass your exam, but if you follow a study plan, and this is my main advice for you. So here is a study plan that we ask our candidates to follow in order for them to be able to be reimbursed. And just keep in mind that we have never reimbursed anyone since the beginning, because we know that if they follow the study plan that we give them, they will have their exam. It's exactly like a marathon. If you follow the marathon plan and you go running every day during 1 hour for 6 months, you will finish your marathon. You know, it's mathematical. And for the CFA, it's the same thing. You need to have a study plan and to follow it every day, every day, every day, every day. Okay? And I'm sure that Guillaume will tell you the same. We will see that. So I'm not going to develop all the different content that you will, the different financial subjects that you will have when you will prepare your CFA. I can just tell you that during the CFA, it's a 180 multiple choice question. The exam is 2 hours and 15 minutes. Then you have a break. Then it's 2 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, and in total, it's around 90 seconds per questions. And the objective score you need to pass, you need at least 70%. Here is the pass rate. So look, if you are in the CFA level 1, the pass rate is around 45%, 50% for CFA level 3, and a little bit higher for CFA level 2. Okay. This is a slide that tells you that you need to have a study plan. This is another one that tells you that at the beginning, you just have to read the curriculum. Then 4 months prior to the exam, you really need to do a lot of topic quiz. 2 months before the exam, you just have to do quiz. And 1 month before the exam, you have to do the mock exam. So the key point is 4 months before the exam, you need to have finished to read all the content. So during your study, it's more or less 30 to 40% of your time for reading, okay? Then 40% to 50% doing questions, and after 10% doing mock exam. Do not forget your passport at the exam. We always have some students every year that forget their passport, or the passport is expired. So pay very careful to this, and also change the battery of your calculators. It's already happened that the calculator just stopped during the exam. And this is all I wanted to say. If you have any question, I can ask you. I can answer it at the end of this webinar. Juan, I give you the floor.
Thank you very much, Jean-Benoit. Thank you for all this information, which is very precious. I'm pretty sure that it will be very useful for all candidates, because at the moment when I was a candidate, it was also useful for me. So I will take back the presentation to also make a quick introduction of who I am. So I am Juan. I work in transaction services for a consulting firm. I started my CFA path in 2021 with the first level, then 2022 the second, and then 2024 with the third, and I became a charter holder last year. Um, what I can tell you is maybe a repetition or a quick personal summary of what have worked for me in the past. So first of all, have a study plan always. Have a good prep provider. So in this case, if you please reach out to Top Finance or to Jean Benoit for the Kaplan or the online or presential courses. Personally, what I used during the three levels was the Kaplan books and the Kaplan platform. Try to study at least every day. I have a lot of friends or colleagues that want to pass the CFA exam, and they say, "Hey, Juan, what about like starting 2 months before, 4 or 5 hours a day?" And I tell them like, I mean, the CFA is not sprint; it's a marathon. And what worked for me in the past was studying at least around 2 hours every day. So that will make you develop a good sense of commitment and discipline. Keep your calendar as clear as possible. So for me, what worked was making like 30-minute blocks on my days. So for example, if I wanted to study 2 hours, I knew that it would cost me, in quote marks, 4 blocks of my day. Try to structure your day as an agenda, and you will see that it will work. Join a study group if you have other colleagues or friends that are passing the CFA, like encouraging each other is always helpful. Use sources and providers, practice questions, and do as many exams as possible. That will help you a lot in the preparation. So that being said, now I'm going to talk about one of the to me is one of the best advantages of being a CFA candidate or even a CFA charter holder, which is being part of the CFA community or the CFA society. So who we are or what is the CFA society in France? So the CFA society in France today it represents more than 2,500 candidates, 1,500 members, 305 sustainable investing candidates for the sustainable investing certificate, 106 volunteers, of which I'm part of those 106 people. It also represents more than 45 events per year, of which 7 are virtual. So what you can deduct from it is that most of these events are in person with real interactions. Most of them are held in Paris. We have more than 35 partners and sponsors, like for example, Top Finance, which will help you or guide you through many topics or ideas that you will have in mind. 22 affiliated universities with whom we collaborate continuously, and 7 different committees that address different needs of candidates or even of charter holders. Some of our sponsors are seen on the screen. You can see big names like I don't know, BNP Paribas, Amundi, Morningstar, etc., and also Top Finance for the educational partners. All of these companies work closely with the CFA Society in France to develop new ideas, develop events, and create meaningful connections. The mission of the CFA Society in France is to provide services to our members, being either candidates like you are today CFA candidates, or to CFA charter holders, like for example, like me, by giving them like outreach, promoving local initiatives like events related to, for example, career. We have some programs of mentorship or even like industry-specific events if you work or would like to work in, let's say, private equity, investment banking, portfolio management. We have different events, either at large, as finance in general, or industry-specific. The CFA Society in France is also your link to the CFA Institute and also your link to the more than 160 CFA societies all around the world. So, what the CFA Society France candidate membership allows you to do is to participate in all events organized by the society, which can be virtual or in person. But as I've mentioned previously, most of these events are in person. It will give you access to a network of CFA charter holders. It will give you also reduced fees, for example, for workshops and study materials, free mock exams, and also this is very new, but it will give you access to the amazing CFA running team, which is a team of members and candidate members that get together to run races in France and all around the world, semi-marathons, marathons, etc. Yeah, and we support each other. So the membership cost is 95 euros per year, but personally, I think that those 95 euros are like very fast. How to say that? You get a lot for those 95 euros, and you can become a member by either being a shareholder or a candidate. So what I encourage you to do is to reach out and become a candidate member. So this is a little table to give you a glimpse of what being a candidate member means in terms of saving money. So for example, conference and roundtables normally would cost around 30 euros per event. For members, it's completely free or it's included in those 95 euros per year fee. Some workshops, mock exams that cost around 40 or 80 euros per exam. You will get them for free, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe later Sonia will confirm. You will have one or two free mock exams depending on the level that you're preparing, and the society's social events, which are only for members and candidate members. So if you want to join as a candidate member, of course, one of the requirements is either being a candidate for a upcoming CFA exam window or being a CFA charter holder. You can always go to the cfasociety.org/France to get into the CFA Society France website, click on membership, and then become a candidate member, and it will give you access to the pay portal in order to become a candidate member. Also, we invite you to join us on LinkedIn. So for the CFA Society, um, to get like important updates, engage with other candidates, start conversations, watch CFA Institute content, and also get the links to our webinars. And here I will share with you some images of the community that we are and that we get together always to build strong relations together. That being said, also, there are two upcoming revision sessions that I'm very sure will be important for you if you're preparing either the level 1 or level 2. Sonia will share by mail all the details, but um, please mark your agendas on the 9th of October for level 1 candidates on fixed income and 16 October for financial statement analysis. For level two candidates, it will be portfolio management on the 20th of October and corporate issuers on the 21st of October. Now I will invite Guillaume to talk with us and to talk to you about his experience as a recent CFA level three passed. He's on his path to become a charter holder. But yeah, so first of all, Guillaume, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for having the like taking the time to answer to our questions. First of all, I think we would like to know what motivated you to pursue the CFA designation and how has it shaped so far your career goals?
Um, Good evening. Thank you for having me. So on this, what motivated me, I think it's quite common. The first thing was to grow my financial knowledge. So I wanted to learn. And the second thing was I wanted to pursue a career in asset management. How it has shaped my career goals right now. As I just passed the level three, um, I haven't felt the effect of the CFA charter holding, but
Yeah.
I hope I will be there. Um, what it has done is I have clearer goals now. So
Yes.
I wanted to work in asset management, but I didn't really know what it meant. Now I know that I want to work in multi-asset on strategy or portfolio management.
Perfect. Thank you, Guillaume. And like, I think this one is one of the most common questions that we get when we pass all three levels, and is how do you manage your time and energy between like across your personal life, work, and studying for the exams?
Um, I think you need to have a plan that is quite clear. So you need to know how much you have to work each day, and that way I managed to still take holidays and weekends during
Mhm.
the revision. Um, you know how much you have to do, and so
Mhm.
you can work a bit more before the holiday or something, and that way you have a clear head and and you are not so stressed about the CFA all the time.
Yeah. No, right, right. But like you constructed like a study plan since the beginning, right?
So I didn't really follow the study plan, but I just m- how I managed it is I looked at how many pages I need to go through still to finish all the curriculum. And I said, okay, I can do 10 or 15 pages per hour. And so I need to work like 1 hour a day and 3 hours on days per day on the weekends. And I will have finished in 3 months, for example.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so that's how I manage it. Uh, Study plan is a good way to do it as well, but I just did it on
By
the fly,
volume.
just like that.
Yeah, okay, no, it's understandable. And of the three levels, which one do you think was the most challenging?
For me, it was the level one because there is a lot of information in level one. It's time consuming, uh, but it really depends on your knowledge at the time. So if you know a lot about finance already, I think it's gonna be a lot easier because it's like almost a common knowledge. I think if you have for some of the part of level one, if you have
Hmm.
like 5 years of experience or more.
Yeah,
But it was not my case at all. So it was a lot to digest, and I had no real process at the time. So it's also the level one is hard because you have to yeah to build a process, and understand how to go about it.
Okay, perfect. And during this process, how did you keep up the motivation? How did you stay motivated to keep on going?
Um, well, I think having a clear path, a clear plan, and everything is a lot useful because that helps you. Yeah, you stay motivated. You see, you make progress. You're on the way, and also doing exercises even when you go through the curriculum, I think is important because you see there is real examples, and you see the progress because you can do the exercise. Um, and another thing is switching between subjects. I
Yeah.
think it can it depends on I think it depends on you, but if you have already seen like 3 4 chapters on fixed income and you want to see other thing, I think you can go see equities for a bit and then go back to fixed
Mhm.
income, and that way you're not bored
Yeah,
by yeah just digging the subject too much.
definitely.
So yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, just to finish, what advice or what piece of advice would you give to the candidates that are or today with us for preparing the different exams?
Well, the main things is stay interested in what you study and try to understand and be consistent. That's the key. And as Jean-Benoit and you, Juan, already said, take a lot of mock exams before the real exam. It's very important. And yeah, I think that's it.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Guillaume. So now what I propose, because we're almost there, it's maybe some like questions. I don't know if the chat is open for everyone, but if you have some questions, if you would like to ask something to Jean Benoit, to Guillaume, or to me about top finance, about the preparation, about the exams, about the society, please feel free. Okay. Tac, tac, tac. I don't see any questions. I don't know, Sonia, is there any?
In the Q&A section, we have the first question. I don't know if you see it, Juan.
I don't see it. Okay, yeah, Q&A. Do
Yes.
you, okay, so the question is, do you use any book for preparing the exam or prep provider? So for me, what I used across the three different levels was Kaplan mostly, the treasure notes of Kaplan, and then if at some point some subject was not very clear, I will go to the CFA PDFs or to the CFA curriculum itself. But yeah, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. For me, I use the CFA curriculum and
Okay.
mock exam. It was Kaplan mock exam.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Guillaume. So Shivani from Kasib asks us if there is a quick formula sheet that you prepare that you can share. So if I'm not mistaken, or at the time when I prepared the different levels, there was some formulas, a formula sheet in the Kaplan package. If I'm not mistaken, maybe Jean Benoit, if I'm mistaken, you can correct me. But
No,
is
no,
there?
that's right.
Yeah,
There is like a 3 page
yeah,
where you can find all the formula that you need to know by heart. These 3 pages are updated if there is any new things, but I'm sure that you can maybe find interesting content also on the internet
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's too
definitely.
expensive for you.
Yes, exactly. So normally most formulas for by level are easy to find on internet, or if you decide to choose Kaplan as a prep provider, you will have already all the formulas that you need to know by heart for each level. A third question, would you recommend prioritizing, sorry, the themes based on the relative weighting in the exam, or is it too risky? What I would recommend, or what worked for me personally, and this is personal advice, was prioritizing the most dense in volume, or the most dense subjects in volume. I remember that in either in level 1 or 2, fixed income was a huge part of the exam. There was a lot of pages. So for me, fixed income was the first. And then, yeah, what I did was prioritize the subjects that were either difficult for me or that were just very dense, and then leave the easier or the less relevant subjects to the end. But that's personal. I don't know, Guillaume, if you had the same impression or you use another strategy.
Um, I didn't prioritize. I tried to go through everything, but it's true that for example, the ethics part, I reviewed it a lot before the exam, like during the last month, because it has yeah, a huge weight, and it's very important to know this part. But more at the end of the revision.
Okay, correct. Thank you. So how many mock exams did you do before the exam? So I think on average I did at least 4 or 5 mock exams uh, before each exam. I don't know, but what
Yeah,
about you, Guillaume?
same.
Same, four
Around,
or
yeah,
five. Yeah, I think.
yeah, 4, 6, yeah,
I
something like
remember for me it was always the last month before the exam day. I would do
that.
at least one mock exam on the weekends. So 4 weekends makes more 4 mock exams. That's what I remember from my experience. Okay. Could you please explain more precisely what kind of workshops are provided by CFA Society France, and are those similar to live courses? Maybe Sonia, you want to
Yes.
take that?
Hi everyone. I'm Sonia. I'm working for CFA Society France and I'm in charge of events. So I think I'm the one who can answer that. We have different workshops. We have some workshops for candidates, and they are usually with other societies in the world, and they are very specific to some subjects on the CFA exam, depending on levels. For example, we have one on derivatives, etc. So you just received, just before the webinar, an email with 2 webinars that we are doing for level 1 and level 2 with CFA Society South Africa, this one. And we have some others in November and in December with San Francisco. So it depends on the professor or the workshops. We have a lot of topics. For the workshops that we are doing at CFA Society France, that takes place online via webinar or in real life, I mean in presence in Paris. We have several technical workshops, and we are covering the whole industry. So we have events on alternatives, investment conferences, macroeconomics, or something very specific on AI or tech. We have 45 events all year long with high quality speakers, and it can be really interesting because we have networking, of course, after every conference, but we are trying to talk about everything and anything. So in a way, we are covering all the subjects in the news, And also we deep dive into sometimes technical and complex subject. I don't know, Juan, I know you've been to some of our events and conferences, and I think you can testify of the interesting parts of it.
Yes, definitely. Because like I joined the CFA Society France last year, and I like began to come to these events last year because last year is when I moved to Paris. And to be honest, these events are just amazing because like the and Sonia and Chloe organize them like amazingly. So like the format of these events is we mostly go to one of our sponsors' premises, like FactSet or Blackfin, for example, in Paris. We cover some topic. So, for example, I'm looking at my mail right now, and I know that some upcoming events are on, for example, Europe's defense evolution, navigating new security challenges. There is also one on AI and finance, and another one on finance and sports, with live testimonials from some ultra marathoners and high endurance sports. So these events like take place around, let's say, 1 to 2 hours. All of the speakers share their knowledge, and then for another 2 hours maybe we share a cocktail, we share drink, we share some food, and we network and make meaningful connections. And this is available for everybody that is enrolled somehow with the CFA Institute, meaning you can be a candidate for either level 1, 2, or 3, or you can be a CFA charter holder, and you can participate to these events. So,
Yeah, there is the conference part and the networking part, and we have also event that is very focused on career. So we give tips in terms of soft skills, or we have some overview on the certain part of the industry that can be interesting for consultants, for example. So yeah, it's and we choose our topics depending on demands. So if you want an event on something specific, we can always talk about it and put you in contact with some people. So yeah, that's it. I'm not going to take longer on the events. I will leave you to the other questions of the CFA program.
perfect. Thank you, Sonia. So the last two questions that we have here are, what are the hardest topics in the exams compared to your expectations when you were revising? So for me, uh, I think all the topics had some sort of challenge, and also it will depend on your background and which topics are you more comfortable with or not. But I will say maybe fixed income for me was a hard one. I don't know, Guillaume, you.
Uh, yeah, I agree totally with you. I think it depends on your background. Um, but yeah, fixed income was kind of hard. I didn't expect it to be that hard.
Yeah, definitely. And the last question is, which calculator should be used for the exam level 1? Is there any equivalent of Excel available on exam day? So the calculator, if I'm not mistaken, is the Texas BA Plus. The another equivalent. At least I use the Texas BA2 Plus. Yes, Jean-Benoit.
I just add a link where you can find the CFA exam calculator policy.
Perfect. Thank you, Jean-Benoit. And is there any Excel equivalent on exam day? No. The only thing that you will get on exam day is one paper, one pencil, and your calculator and your passport. That's it. So thank you all for being here with us from start to finish. Do not hesitate to reach out via LinkedIn or through the society. Please join the society if you wish to see us in real life and share some good moments with us. And if you have any questions regarding the prep providers, don't hesitate to reach out also to Jean-Benoit Gambé from Top Finance. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
And if you are in Paris tomorrow, don't forget to register to our cocktail. We will see each other in the center of
Yeah.
Paris tomorrow. You have the link in your emails, and we all be there to continue the discussion.
Yes,
Yes, if you want.
and we'll be there. Mehdi will be there from Top Finance, and you can you will be able to win Kaplan's book. So it's
Secret sauce. The
Sorry?
secret sauce.
Secret sauce.
That's a
Yes,
good
exactly.
one. Yeah, so let's see you tomorrow in live if you're in Paris. And thank you all. Thank you.
Goodbye,
Thank you.
Bye.
and good luck for the exam.